Getting ready to do a little dinner session. Just getting some cleanup going. What's going on? All right. So what we're gonna do today is we got baby carrots, some sprouts. Not sponsored by anybody or anything, but obviously garlic, more cloves of garlic. These look pretty fresh. Shallot, a shallot, and then this it's like 2 pounds, I think, dude. Steak, and it ended up being $8. So, and it's usually $8.99 a pound. Oh no, it's a pound, I guess. No, pound and a half. It was like original price was $15, so 8.5. Yeah, so about a pound and a half. So, and it's a Angus beef rump roast. So I'm gonna cut it in half and make a steak out of it. Make like 2 steaks out of it. So totally looking forward to that. Put that there. Got this. Cool, got a little mini T-bone out of it. I can use that for parts. Hope you're all doing good. Welcome on in. So what I'm doing is I got like a big piece of steak. That was almost like 2 pounds, pound and a half, and I'm just cutting the half off. But one day I'll get some really good knives. Chopping and slicing. Yeah, man. I'm trying to use this, but that's not. It's kind of dull, to be honest with you. And I think anything else I have is going to be dull. Oh no, this one worked better. Dang, I should have just used this. Dang, like butter. So I lied. It does cut really good. So this stuff I can use for another day. Just trying to get a nice even cut. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be fine. So this is basically what it is. Woohoo! Woo! So it's kind of like almost like a New York strip now. See the half? It was like thicker than that, but cut it half now. So now I can season it. I use the same tray. It came in, so you don't make too much of a mess. And just so you guys see it, like a pound and a half is $8.01, basically $8, and it was original price was 15. So I've been doing this kind of like budget thing for a minute. So obviously, for those of you that like, you know, obviously if you go and buy a freaking McDonald's Happy Meal or whatever, a Big Mac now it's like $20. This was $8. A thing of garlic, one garlic thing can be $1, so it's $9. You don't have to do shallots. You can do green onions, whatever. That's a whole nother $1. So about $10, you can get something. You know, under 15 bucks. Like this whole bag of baby corn was $2 too. So clean cut down halfway. Yeah, I tried to. You know, I'm not. You know, I don't claim to be a professional or a, you know, like top chef or anything. I'm just, you know, just like everybody else, man. Getting by with whatever money is left in the bank account. You know, and it's okay to eat like. It's okay to treat yourself every once in a while if you have that extra $10, $20, you know, and or you do, you know, because a lot of the stuff for me, like growing up as a kid, I'm a Gen Xer, man, and like there was cheap food, there were cheap foods you can get, like canned foods, like Spam was a thing you can use to get, like you can stockpile up on Spam and like Denny Moore beef stew and chili. So if you guys ever done that, like the ghettos, like I don't even call it ghetto, it's just cheaper foods or whatever. You do a can of Denny Moore beef stew, and then you do a can of Hormel chili. You can do it with or without the beans, the original ones. Mix them together, and then have you can buy like a big old block of like cheddar cheese, you know, whatever kind, like the cheapest one you can get. And then a box of Ritz crackers that are sleeved. That's all you need, man. That's all you need. So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna put it in this little container. This is the same container that the steak came in, so I can season. I was gonna air fry, but I think I've been liking the pan frying aspect of stuff lately. So let's get that. Put this meat on the side. Seasoning, you can do good old-fashioned salt and pepper. My always go-to is just the Lowry's seasoned salt and garlic salt. So I already had it, so I didn't have to buy it. You don't have, and what I do is I'll season one side and I'll pepper the other side. So, and then this is the Lowry's garlic. And if you don't have this, regular garlic powder works. Chopped garlic. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy. Okay, so I got those two in place, which I'll put here. Heck, if you really want, you can use soy sauce. It doesn't really matter if it's seasoning, you know. Normal is normal, you know. Okay, and then let me I'll do some black pepper. Just regular black pepper, crushed black pepper, or you can have you can crush your own. And I like to go a little heavy on the black pepper. You can put oil on it. Obviously, I'm going to put oil in the pan. I'm going to do like a pan fry, but that's pretty much it. You can rub it in if you want to, whatever you want to. For the most part, this is kind of like room temperature already, so I'm cool with that. I'm cooking it right now. I find that, dude. I did one just to do it as an experiment, and it came out really good. So the trick, Dom, is you first pan sear the steak, right? So so you get the char on the steak, you pan sear it um, on a nice heat. Get the nice sear that you want on your steak on both sides. Then you take it out, and then you make sure that it goes in the air fryer. You can lightly put oil around the steak depending on your fryer. You don't want to douse it all super crazy, but just enough like you rub it in so it's got a nice like one coat on it. Then you put all the seasonings and everything on it. When you pan fry it, then you put it into the air fryer. I did it, I think, at 375, I think, or 350 for like 8 minutes. But I think like 5 to 6 minutes. It all depends on the air fryer too. You know what I mean? Like, and then go from there. And just, it was pretty dope. Like, it came out pretty good. I was actually like stoked that it actually air fried a freaking steak. But I like doing the pan frying. It gives me a little bit more control. I can see it, and then I can do my thing. And what I'm gonna do with the baby corn, is cook it. So I'm gonna do baby corn with like butter. You get some butter. I use Imperial. I've always have. It's a baking type of butter, but it's always been a good yum because you can get a whole freaking box like this, and it's like cheap. It's like I think it's $1, and you get a whole bunch. Like, so again, with the budget stuff. So I'll leave the steak there. This other steak I can get. And put it away. So look, this is like the rest of the other steak. This is the same part of that steak. And this. So this is like a G-string New York steak, right? I can put those together here. Air seal it. And I can cook that tomorrow. Or I can use it for maybe I can't. Maybe I can't put it away. Where's the? Oh, there it is. Get my container here. And then, boom! It's all ready to go for tomorrow. And since I use, in between, make sure I clean up the stuff that I used for the meat, the cutting board and all that stuff, so that way you keep it nice clean. You won't have to worry about like meat salmonella or any of that stuff, bacteria growing on your stuff. I wish I had a wood cutter, but that'll be one day, One day I'll do that. I hope you guys all had a good weekend and got some stuff done and got to do some cool things. But, and also too, don't forget to follow. Following helps out a lot on the stream. Following, liking the stream, sharing it. It's always appreciative. And here I'm gonna use a lot of carrots, so probably like half the bag because I'm filling the carrots today, and they're already like pre-cut and stuff. So I got a little steamer, and the reason why I'm using the steamer thing is so I can like clean them. Obviously the stores will clean them and do whatever, but I think I need to clean them too. So, and all I'm gonna do with these is have these in butter, garlic, and a little bit of thyme. Maybe if I'm really feeling it, maybe some honey. Okay, so seems to be a little ready. my carrots into my pot here. So the carrots are in the pot. What was that? I wish you luck prepping the rest of the meal, man. It's time for sleep, for work. Get some rest. Thanks for coming in, Dom, and saying what's up, dude. I appreciate you. Means a lot, man. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I started running and doing my wrestling warm-ups again. Weekend has been good. That's rad, dude. Awesome. Keep up the wrestling, bro. Good stuff. This back. It's all clean. We're gonna go with some garlic here. Just trying to find whatever garlic they got that they can use. This or that. And like I almost bought like the minced garlic, and it was like $1 more, and I was like, you know what, I could just cut it, man. What's, you know what I mean? What's another like 10-20 seconds to cut something? So maybe longer because you have to peel and all that, but it's not too bad. Like the discipline, I guess, is just wanting to do it and not do it the shortcut way, I guess. And hopefully, you know, I'll be able to get like an overhead camera and then do like overhead shots and stuff. I have the pot boiling already. So I grabbed 2 cloves, you know, 2 single cloves or whatever. And then, yo, what up, Siron? Thought you forgot about me there, Siron. Miss you, buddy. Hope you've been good. I'll do is let that cook up for a little bit. Then I have time. Get it? I have time. A little bit of time on that. All right, now I gotta cut up one half shallots. I know you've been a busy dude, right? You've been working a lot and stuff, so I hope everything's been good, and I hope, you know, work is good. Hope life is treating you okay. It's been a little rough for me the last couple of months, but I'm getting by, man. My life's always complicated. So now that switch it up. Put that there. Put this on 5. Should give me enough time to cut the shallots up and garlic so before it gets too hot. Have you been playing any Borderlands 4 lately? Anything? Or just straight working? Yeah, work is slow this month. Last week only 21 hours. This week 35, but I get sick for 3 days. Luckily I have my sick hours in the following week. That's crazy, dude. That like 20 hours a week is what you get, you know? I played it free. Okay. So it's smoking because I just cleaned the grill on that stove, so that's why it's smoking a little bit. So what I do is I'll cut just like a regular onion, right? You cut those long cuts, not all the way through. So it kind of has like, you know, you cut them like that. And that way when you cut across, you know, like this, you got little shallots. What the shallots? That's for the steak. Steak farm. So we got shallots on, garlic on. A little more garlic. I do the time thing. Time is awesome. A little bit of thyme, a little bit of basil, just to get a little. I was playing for a few missions and couldn't figure out when to get my abilities. Well, I figured you had to equip it. Yeah. You just have to play through the missions, the story missions. Smell elevator. Smells pretty good. It's a little smoky because I let the oil go a little bit longer. I didn't burn the oil too much, but I burned it a little bit. But so far it smells good. It smells like garlic and thyme and shallots. What the shallots? So it's pretty good. Which story is it now? Weird, I don't have any tongs. Because the steak is a little bit thinner, I'm just going to let it rest. So that's what it looks like so far. So I've got a nice sear on the top, on the sides, underneath is good. And since it's a little bit thick, a little bit thinner, because I cut it in half. So basically I got a steak. It was like 15 bucks. It's almost 2 pounds. It's a pound and a half. Pound 1.6 or whatever. And it was like $8. So I cut it in half so I can save the other half for later. They're probably just a little bit more oil, but it's good. At least I didn't use too much oil. Here we go, let those steam for a little bit. It's just a toasty smell. That's still a nice smell. It smells good. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not worried about. Gotta let it rest. I was gonna cut into it and get all into it. Good. Let it rest, man. Let it rest, bro. Yeah, this is what it looks like. And we flip it. So it's like, you know, just resting. Got a little bit, you know, more of a sear than I wanted on it, but panel's a little too hot. Whatever. That happens. I'm not trying to be a pro. Never said I was a pro, but I will say the meal here right now with the garlic, shallots, bag of baby carrots, less than tax. Let's say 15 even, 15-ish, like 14-ish. Because I had all the seasonings and everything already, so not bad. You want to see, like, I cut like a couple pieces up, but this is like how much part of the other steak. You know, the steak itself was $15. So I got garlic and thyme and butter. You can do unsalted, salted, you know, just be mindful not to add more salt once you add salted butter. And then I'm going to do some agave honey, or agave, just a little bit. So it brings out a little bit of the sweetness of the carrots. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty killer. Really. I was gonna do bok choy, but they didn't have any bok choy, so they're out. Or it's not in season, I don't know. They usually always have it. So Siron, how do you like your steak, man? Are you Are you a raw steak eater? Medium well, medium, well done, or what's that, medium, right? Medium seems to be the go-to for everybody. Medium well, so you make it a little bit more cooked. How long do you let your steak rest? So you know, I already turned off the steam for the carrots already. Let it rest long enough. The moment of truth. Hey! It's not bad. Not bad at all. Rest, yep. Yeah, the 5 minutes just passed, so it's like been like 7 minutes. That's pretty good. I like that. I like the fact that I'm gonna have a nice crunch to it as well. A good sear. Yeah. So I went a little extra on the seasoning. I could probably dial it back a little bit. Because remember I said I would only season one side and have the other side just be pepper. I kind of threw it all on there. On both sides. But it's pretty damn tasty. Then I got the carrots. I'll try and plate it as clean as possible. It's already kind of like from the resting, but yeah, air fried steak. Yep. The one time I did it, it was long. I always want to do it again, but then I just like the pan frying aspect of it. I don't know why. Because I feel like I know it better. But it's like, to be honest, I like the aroma too, like everybody cooking. I did it already with the air fryer. So, and what I did with the carrots, the baby carrots, was a little bit of thyme, a little bit of butter, a little bit of honey, and a pinch of salt. You know, cook it up, let it simmer for a little bit until the liquid was gone. Do a little bit, like a half cup more of water, depending if the carrots need it. You guys ready? Whoosh. It's kind of hard, huh? Hard to see it. That's it. Got the carrots with the thyme and the butter. It's the steak. So I am gonna eat dinner now because I'm hungry, and eating that little piece of steak got me all like, I'm about to eat it. And always remember to clean up after yourself. clean, clean, clean. So that way you don't have to worry about it after you're done eating. When you're done eating, you just go watch. Oh, dude, Cyron, you need to watch, if you guys like TV shows, if you have time for it, The Bear on Hulu is pretty good. If you have Hulu. The reason why I have Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN is because my cell phone bill has a contract or a program, whatever it was, like a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that gave like Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN on top of the bill. So yeah, potato carbs, yeah. I chose not to do the carbs tonight because I had spaghetti last night. So there's that. Spaghetti. And spaghetti obviously is easy. The reason why I'm coughing is because I got a piece of thyme stuck in my throat. Alright, I'm good. That was all. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out. My name is Ninjerky. Make sure you're following. And make sure you share and like, 6 of my short videos. If you can like 6 of them, that'd be awesome. Go to the shorts tab and just like them all, because they're going to be like more cooking stuff, as well as my Borderlands 4. There's some clips there, and Destiny 2, of course. So, yeah, it's not like I'm being like super meal conscious. So, to wrap everything up, this meal was less, but I'll just say for, tax reasons or for rounding up, $15. The steak was about almost 2 pounds. It was a pound and a half, I think, whatever. It was like $15 for the whole steak. But it was on sale for $8. So I got, 2 pounds, basically, pound and a half, let's say that. And you saw like that steak, and then you saw the other pieces that I had left over. So I cut the steak in half, and this is how much I have left over. Like, one looks like a mini New York strip, and then one looks like a fillet. So I was able to extend money. It's like, I don't have very much money currently right now. I'm actually having a tough time with it. But anyways, and then I got a bag of carrots. Boom, right here, right? It was like $1, $2. And then, always garlic. When you buy the garlic in a little, 3-pack like this, they're like $1, a $1 shallot, like 50 cents to $1, if that, And then some thyme. Thyme is always $1, and you get a couple. You can buy you can usually get them on sale sometimes, like a big rim of it, a bunch of it, and just let it dry out, and then you pull off everything easily with a fork, and then you put it into like a cup like that or a glass bowl or something, so you can mash it up a little bit and make it more fine to your liking. I don't make it like super fine like a powder, but I make it enough where it it's still a little leafy. But maybe I should make it a powder because it's stuck in my throat. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. If you get your salt and peppers, you buy a bulk in salt and pepper, so you always have that on hand at the very minimum. It's basically like a budget meal, like if you have, and if you don't want to do just, you want to eat steak and a vegetable, $8 steak and $2, a little bit of taxes, you might be able to do like a thing of broccoli. Broccoli's, a head of broccoli is like $1. So then you got your steak, salt and pepper at the very least, and that way you have a pretty straightforward meal that'll get you through a couple days. or the day. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Siron, as always, good to see you, man. Yeah, it's $8. $8 for all that. The steak that I cooked now, and then the rest that's in the refrigerator that I can do in the next day or two. So that'll hold over. Take care of yourselves. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Currently, right now, I'm streaming Borderlands 4, so you can go check that out. I do stream 5 days a week on 3 platforms: YouTube Shorts, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course TikTok. So come check me out. Come say hi. I'll see you. Peace. And thanks for hanging out again. Bye.